Well, it hasn't been the easiest few weeks for Texans as the winter storm wreaked havoc on our community, taking away power and water for millions. 6 News reporter Matt Lively spoke with some Central Texans who are now just receiving water days after the storm.
The greater Troy area is small in size, but certainly large in heart, abiding by the simple rule, help thy neighbor. The residents who live there needed all the help they can get as some went over 10 days without water.
We never expected this magnitude of an issue. This is a 1 in a 50-year, 1 in a 100-year Arctic blast that we get.
Anise Finch says that her and her husband went without water for 6 days, having to live off the land for the resource.
The tanks were frozen over. The creek was inaccessible, so we went looking at about a mile back. We had to drive a mile back to the back of the property. We found a small feeder creek that was running.
She says her husband hauled that water in trips to supply their personal needs and horses. Finch owns the Deer Creek Equestrian Center, where many board their horses. Her business was okay, but that wasn't the case for everyone.
Our neighbor Bonnie, who runs the silo house at Laughing Llama Farms, she's lost clients. She's had to cancel about 2 weeks of cancellations, rescheduling. She can't keep anybody there if there's no water, so she'll have to call them. So we get the water back. She tells them, you know, yes, you can come, and then they shut the water off, and she has to let them know that she has to reschedule. And that's been a little hard on her.
The Little Elm Valley Water Supply Company says the reason for the water shortage and delay in getting out to customers stem from multiple broken pipes that are now fixed and the process of moving millions of gallons of water. Savannah Perez is a resident who lost water for 12 days. She kept calling to find answers, but couldn't get them.
I didn't send my kids to school at all that week. I think they only went like one day because they weren't, you know, we couldn't take a bath. We were having to take a bath like people from other countries. Like, we live in the United States. We shouldn't have gone through all this. We're so behind on everything. We're behind on laundry. We're behind on everything because we had no water.
She says the outage took a toll on her family.
The kids didn't even know like what was going on. Like, you know, at one point they were getting scared because they're like, you know, where's all the water? You know, they were like, did you pay the water? I was like, no, we didn't pay. Like, my kids shouldn't have had to have worried about whether we paid the water or not because we had no water.
Little Elm Valley Water Supply Company says that all residents should have water back up and running. They do say that all areas are still affected and should be under a boiling water notice. They'll be running another test on Monday. Those results take 24 hours to get back, and hopefully by early next week, that will be rescinded. In Troy, Matt Lively, 6 News.
All right, thanks, Matt.